What up, boys and girls out there in YouTube land? So just got an install video for you today. Yeah, by now you guys have probably seen and heard of my Terminator tack stocks for the Air Venturi Avenger. Like this one that I set up for rabbit season, which is coming up. When I'm out walking in the hills and in the sage, a lot of times you'll spot rabbits. You'll just come walking up on them, and they'll present it like 20, even 15, 20, 30 or 40 yards out. So what I built up is this lightweight compact Avenger 22 caliber, and ended up running a 220 cc carbon bottle, 300 bar fill on the front to keep the weight really lightweight and close to the grip, so that it's not front biased as far as when you're shouldering up or when you're carrying it. Now also the Terminator tack stock shaves weight over the OEM, and then with red dot sight, it takes the weight that's typically associated with a quality scope off, and that way it's more manageable just for carrying it out in the field. Because all the time when I kind of like go, oh, I'm gonna go hike around and go hunting, but then I'm like, oh, which rifle should I bring? And I look at them all, and they're all kind of like real heavy and big scopes on them, and it's like, if you go rabbit hunting, you just want to bring a 20 gauge shotgun. You don't really want to bring an air gun, because it's just like, oh, shoulder it up, it's gonna be heavy, there's a big old scope, you gotta focus it in, set your your turrets for your range and everything, and then by that time Corey's like, oh, he's staring at me, and they book, right? So I came up with this setup right here, where with the red dot optic, you can just, if you spot any quarry, you can just get on them real quick and take your shot. But in my initial testing, it seems like it's working pretty good, because I get 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards with small gongs out there. With just a red dot, it seems pretty reliable, just shooting it offhand, just because it's light. It's not like waving all around. So and then I've got like I set up a single point sling for it, so that when I'm hiking around, if I don't feel like carrying it at the moment, take some of the weight off. I can still kind of carry it, but it supports a lot of the weight on my torso. And then spot some quarry and leave it on, shoulder up, take them out. And this thing's running Crossman hollow points, shooting them at 1,050 feet per second. And the only modification I've done to this Avenger is the power plenum. Other than that, it hasn't been ported out or anything like that for power. But the short dog LDC, it's very quiet with the internal shroud baffles. We've got the harmonics dampening kit inside the shroud to help out with the accuracy and the reliability for point of impact, and then our super barrel band on the front there to lock it down. Yeah, it's a real cool setup. I'm looking forward to using it this year. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And then you guys probably maybe seen my other video where I show you guys the UMAREX Origin tactical stock that we have available on eBay as well. We've got the super muzzle band that we designed for the Origin, because these things twist a lot. But yeah, with the 4 bolts on that thing, it locks it down real good. And another band right here to support the mid rails for the bipod. And then of course you got 5 inches of Picatinny, and then you got M-lock on the sides for bipods. And then we run short dog baffles, harmonic dampening kit in there. The same one fits the Avenger and the Origin, so that's cool. And then adjustable length of pull on that, rubberized grip, very lightweight, and then easy carry handle right here. That's like got the weight biased just right for carrying it as a kind of like a lunchbox handle right here for when you're walking around the dairies or whatever. So yeah, that thing's pretty cool. And then since those things turned out real good, you know, and they're real good to use out in the field, and they turned out to be really strong, really lightweight, and real ergonomic, comfortable to use. I wanted to do one for the Gauntlet 1 and also the Gauntlet 2, but right here I've got a Gauntlet 1 in 177 cal. I've also got a Gauntlet 1 in 25 cal, but this OEM Monte Carlo stock, you know, it's like about 4 pounds. So I mean, that just adds so much heft to the overall rifle that it just makes it kind of like, you think about going out and carrying this thing and you're just like, I don't know, you know, and you'll probably end up picking something else. But I mean, unless you're just gonna drive up to your hide with your UTV or whatever and jump out and sit in the hide, I mean, this thing's just gonna be too heavy to carry around unless you're like a 220-pound dude. But even then, it's still gonna get annoying. So I designed a tactical stock for this that we named the G-TAC stock. So I'm gonna show you guys how to install that on today's video. And then we're gonna take this and have it look like this. This is a G-TAC stock that I've got in translucent gray. It's kind of cool. It looks kind of almost like a denim gray. But yeah, that shaves a lot of weight off of the OEM configuration. About 2.5 pounds off the OEM stock. So it just makes it real easy to carry. I've got 5 inches of pick rail on there. I got slots for M-LOK bipod on there as well. Gauntlet bottle band. Short dog LDC, adjustable length of pull, your choice of mil-spec grips that you can put on there, and then just real comfortable and ergonomic, and lots of modifications that you can do as far as you know, changing out to different bottle sizes, all the aftermarket mods for power increase that everybody has out there already for the Gauntlet 1s, and then now the Gauntlet 2s. And then also the Gauntlet 30s coming out. So with the Gauntlet 30, you know, running around with a 30 cal that puts out 100 foot-pounds in a super lightweight chassis like this, it'll allow you to go out and you know, get out deeper into the field to do your deal. If you want to go coyote hunting or rabbit hunting or whatever, it'll allow you to get out there deeper because it's just lighter and easier to carry, and it's tactical as well. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to turn that into that. Alright, so to get started dismantling this, first thing to do is you gotta check your breech to make sure it's unloaded. So you don't want anything in the barrel, because when you bleed the air out of these, the air bleeds out of the barrel. So when you start bleeding it, if you have a projectile in the breech, it could launch it out. So we're going to clear the breech by pointing in a safe direction and firing it, and then we're going to bleed the air. So using the OEM air bleed tool, just stick that in that slot right there, turn it clockwise, and then bleed the air. All the air will just come straight out the muzzle. Now you might still have a little bit of air, residual air in your plenum, so we just want to bleed that out as well. Make sure that's out. So yeah, and then we can start to dismantle it now that it's safe. So there's 2 side screws right here holding the 4-end stock on. Phillips head, pop those off. And And then we got to take the sling stud off. So just using an Allen key, stick that in there and unscrew the sling stud. And this 4-inch stock will come off. Just takes a smack and it'll pop right off. Then there's another screw right down here in the middle, Phillips head. Just pop that out. Then the stock should come off. Safety switch has to be like in the center to pop out, and then just pops out. So here's that boat anchor that we're gonna shit can in favor of something updated and better and cooler. So basically this is the rifle right here, the guts of it, and the guts of it is extremely lightweight. It's like 4 pounds or something like that. So it's just a OEM Monte Carlo stock that adds so much weight to it and gives it that heavy feel. But this right here is very light. So we're gonna complement that. Now with the with this OEM 4-inch stock on, in order to be able to see the gauge and the fill port, this thing's usually left loose. But as you can see, the way you got to leave it loose to mount it up, it's wobbling all around. But when you air it up, it tightens up because of the pressure, but it'll sit skewed at an angle because of the pressure is pushing it against the threads. So then when you try to slide your bottle band on, it doesn't want to go because the bottle is sitting askew to the shroud. So it's hard to get your alignment for your bottle band set up. So in this case, for the Terminator TAC stock, all we're going to do is just tighten this up, tighten the bottle all the way up, and then it sits in line with the shroud, and it also doesn't move anymore. Okay, so and we can still see our gauge, we can still access our fill port, so we're dialed in there. So that's the first thing we do after we air it down and take the stock off, is just snug that up by hand. Okay. And then this here is how the Terminator TAC stock comes. So they install pretty easy. This one's done in black and bronze with a rubberized pistol grip. So I'm gonna show you guys how to install this. Basically just turn your safety switch to the safe position, and then TAC stock will drop right in like so, and then just click it forward. So it's basically drop it in, slide it forward, and now all the screw holes are aligned. Super quick installation, bam. Now we go ahead and put the provided screw in the kit that to replace this longer one. I've got a shorter one that drops right in where the OEM one was. So we'll just drop that in, snug it up with the screwdriver or Allen head, depending on which screw you get. So then the next thing to do is to put the two mounting screws on the front of this fore-end rail. So I usually leave these two screws loose while I line up these thread holes, and just thread those in like that, one on each side. And using your hex key, just tighten those up. Alright, then we can snug these other 4 screws up in the back part of the fore-end grip. Just 2 on each side. Alright, so now that's bulletproof there. My nice and sturdy. Next thing we're going to do is slap our bottle band on there. So taking off the shroud cap, I don't know about you guys, but I've seen on a lot of these older gauntlets, this front barrel band that comes from the factory, a lot of times it doesn't line up, and it'll be like it'll be off-centered or whatever. And so this one, I don't even have the plastic insert in there because it doesn't even line up straight. It pulls the shroud to the side, so I'm not even running that. But that ain't no problem because we're going to be running this barrel band here. Just locate that towards the front of the bottle and then go ahead and snug that up. Alright, so now this bottle and shroud is locked in with the rest of the chassis. Everything's very stiff and rigid, and it'll improve the harmonics. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is install the short dog front of shroud accessory, and we'll leave the OEM baffle in there, just pressing down on it, just get the thread started. And just screw her all the way in until she sits flush. Give her a little bit of a snug, not too much, and there she is. So the installation only requires a couple tools. It's very straightforward and simple. We'll go ahead and slap a bipod on there. Well, basically I wanted to show you guys how you can use the forend grip to shoot off hand. It works very nice to shoot off hand like that, but if you are going to run a bench setup, you can just slap your bipod on there. Anywhere you want on the pick rail, and then that way you can run it off your bench, or if you like to run a bipod out in the field as well. So you can still shoot it offhand. But yeah, that's the Terminator tack stock install. Once you got it all installed, just slap some air in there. This one airs up to 3000 psi. Bam. Now we're in business. So yeah, with the Terminator LDC, it still remains very quiet because you got the OEM shroud baffles and the short dog LDC, so together it's extremely quiet. You can barely hear anything but the hammer. And then we shaved 2.5 pounds off the Gauntlet 1 in this video, and personalized this rifle by running the bronze kit on there. You know, like I said, this thing's available in all the colorways that we offer. Anything from high vis colors, orange, yellow, red. We got you know, coarse black, gunmetal gray, silver, desert tan, I mean zombie green, army green, just pretty blood red, like pretty much any color you want. I got in stock, so just hit me up, let me know what you want, and we'll get her dialed in for you. But yeah, I hope you guys like that, the look of that G-TAC stock for the Gauntlet 1 and then also the Gauntlet 2. Anyways, hit me up if you want to get your hands on one.
Mr. Terminator. Come with me to the future now and see what the airgun world is doing.
Who the fuck is that guy? No, but pick yourself up a Gauntlet 1 on eBay, refurbished on the cheap. Slap a G-TAC stock on there, Terminator status, any color you want, and you have a budget sniper rifle that's tactical and real kind of unique, you know. Personalize it for your liking. But then yeah, it's a real cool setup. And then stay tuned for this bonus footage. Doing some pest control with my Gauntlet 177 and 25 cal. Back at home on the farm and then out in the field. All right, check you later.